By now, this is old news, but it's no less sad. Gonzalo Lira is dead. Gonzalo Lira was a journalist working in Ukraine. He was an independent journalist, and so for that, a lot of people discredit him, and he didn't follow the orthodoxy. He was not in favor of the Zelensky regime, and he wasn't a big fan of the Biden administration either. But he was a fan of truth, and he sought truth, and he did not deserve to die. Gonzalo Lira was arrested by the Ukrainians, and he was held in a prison, and he was tortured. When he was released, he was given his passport back, and he made an attempt to flee to, I believe it was Hungary, where he was going to seek asylum there. But before he was able to do that, he was arrested again, and he never came out of that prison. While in prison, he got very sick, and they did not treat him. They did not give him any medical attention, and they allowed him to rot and go through a very slow death. Gonzalo Lira was an American citizen practicing his First Amendment rights. Now, while that was not in the United States, he was in another country. He was doing this in a country that our government has paid billions of dollars in order to bring democracy, in order to bring American and Western values to that country. And it is for these opinions of his, nothing else. Some people are claiming he was giving away secrets to Russians. That's not even part of his charges. For nothing short of sharing his opinion on topics and doing journalism to try and share the truth, he was put in a prison, left to die. And our American government, the government that he is a citizen of, the government that has a responsibility to protect him, did nothing to stop it. With a single phone call, he could have been released, put on a plane, and sent back to America. But no, that's not the America we live in anymore. Now the people who speak out, just people who are daring to let their opinions be known, are being persecuted. Not just persecuted in foreign countries, but persecuted on our own soil. With the J6 protesters who have been imprisoned, have put in solitary confinement, and oftentimes, and in many cases, have not even been able to see a trial yet. This is unacceptable. This is not something I can tolerate. And for far too long, even though I knew in my soul that I should be speaking out, that I should be talking about this, and I've worked on this before on this channel. Instead, I've backed away, tried to get out of the fray, tried to protect my kids, try and protect my family. And recently I had a discussion with my wife. And I said to her that there are so many things that these horrible things that have happened to me in my life. And everyone has their fair share of tragedies, but it was just this list of things these unfair things that I just was on the wrong side of the statistic. And that just happened. This is just a case. But if I'm going to have bad things happen in my life, I want them to mean something. None of these bad things that happened to me had any meaning. They had no significance. If I'm going to end up penniless, and I'm going to end up destitute, and my family, kids are hungry, I would rather it be because I resisted, I spoke out, and I resisted the evil. I resisted the tyranny. Well, I will stay silent no longer. I am going to follow in the steps of brave men like Gonzalo Lira. I'm going to speak truth regardless of the cost. And in our current government, in our current situation of the world, in our current state, that cost is arguably higher than it has ever been before, at least for American citizens. But if I'm not willing to do this, then Gonzalo Lira's death means nothing. And I don't want that for him. He deserves better than that. We all deserve better. And that's only going to happen if people are willing to stand up and speak the truth. I'm RJ, and this is The People Have Spoken.